See, in Java especially, there are 8 primitive data types. Okay, the 8 primitive data types are byte first, then you have the short and int int, and it's long, and it's character, and it's float, and it's double, and then it's boolean. So these are the 8 data types. You have the primitive data types, actually, as I called. These are the primitive data types present in Java. Suppose I'm telling for integer types, you are going to use these 4 data types. These are for integer. Now for your floating points, or you can say the decimal, you are going to use this data type. A character is something called, you have a special character like A, B, C. For that, you can see that you can say these characters will be say it's a character, a string, or maybe your this will generally you call the ASCII ranges. That I will let you know. And Boolean is something whether you can be having 2 values, whether it's true or false. You can take 2 values, whether it's true or whether it's false. Now let's go to the directly to the range of this particular data types. Now the byte. Okay, the range of this byte is it's something called 8 bits, or you can say 1 byte. I'm going to the 8 bits on 1 byte. So its range will be something like this: -1 to 8, 1 to 7. So let's take in the programming. Suppose I had done my demo class that day. I'm going to that program. Already remember, we have a class already, that one we have written my first program, and everything that starts with the void main. Now let me check inside. Okay, now let me check this. Uh, let's create another class. Okay, let's create here another class. And something I'm giving data types. Okay. See, inside class you can have many methods. They're called methods when we are doing public void. Void is the return type. First is integer data. Okay, I'm taking an integer for this byte. Something I'm going to take, you say x. Or something. Here we are writing the byte character. The byte equal to 32. Let's see what happens. See, according to this 32, sorry, byte, something called a is 32. So this range is between your 1 to 8 to 1 to 7. So you can declare easily within this range if it is a byte 32. So suppose we declare something called 650. I can see some. Okay. So 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. 650. So 650. See, it is not taking the range. It is not taking the range because you can see one cross mark is there. In Eclipse, if you get this type of cross marks, that means I got chats, I think. No. Okay. So it is going out of range. So I need to declare, if you need to declare anything between -128 to 127, it's better you declare it's 32 or something 100 also, because it's between this range. So you can declare it. Otherwise, if you declare beyond this, here you have an error you are getting because this has already gone out of range. So let's do it 100. Now I'm going to the sort. You can see the data type. Next data type is your sort. Okay. Sort contains 16 bits or bytes. Range is, suppose these are the range. If you want to calculate, range is calculated in this formula: -2 to the power. Where is the to the power sign? -2 to the power number of bits, that is 8 minus 1, to the power 8 minus 1 minus outside this minus 1. So to the power 7 is your 128, minus 1 is your 127. So minus 2 to the power 7 is your minus 128. So this sort range, it belongs minus 30,768, 32,767. Let me check if I can declare the sort. The sort I can declare is now more than sort B equal to more than your 128. We can declare it here. See, it's not giving me an error because this range is minus 32,768 to 32,767. Now, if I go out beyond this range, you think that 32,768, see, it's giving me an error. So, what happens? So, to declare anything between this range, you can use sort. Now, I can show you one more thing. Now, we go to that int. Int contains your 32 bits or 4 bytes. The range is something, if you go to that particular formula, it will be minus 2 to the power 32 minus 1 to the power 32 minus 1 whole minus 1. So you can calculate the range. It will be something it's written to me. It's a huge number actually. 483 648 to the power 147 483 647. So this is going to be a huge number. So we can declare, you can see int and everything. Remember, when you are declaring this, I told that Java is a case sensitive language. So when I'm declaring int or sort or byte, everything should be in small letters. So I'm doing it something called C. Integer C is equal to 32,768. It will take a range. But if I go beyond this range, beyond this particular range, again it's not going to take. So for long, it is 64 bits or 8 bytes. So you can understand the range will go to beyond a very big range. So long, we can do long something 1800000. Sorry. Long D 00000. You can easily give this particular number. Let's check what's wrong it is taking. The integer. See, even this has gone, you're beyond the range. It shouldn't have gone. So you can check this range is up to here. So easily I can take the byte, short, int, and long. And what happens? Like when we declare like this byte A, or integer C, what happens actually in the memory? Whenever you define int, any variable name, okay, it's C, the variable name is C, and what happens actually in JVM or in Java, a memory reference. So think of that full memory is something pieces wise. There are many references in the memory. So one of the memory reference, say the memory ID will be something 1, 2, 3, 4, will be assigned to this particular variable C. Let me go to the paint. It will be helpful to you. Go to the paint. Suppose this is a memory range. Something. It's the memory range reference is your particular 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, whenever you have done anything, this memory reference will be referred by the variable C. Okay, this when I have declared. This memory reference is declared by C. So when I declare a value here, suppose see what I've given, it's something 32768. So whenever I give this int, this particular int, so it defines the range. Okay, that defines the range that comes under this memory reference will hold only up to range of these values. So when I have given C, inside this memory reference 32768, is declared here. 32768. So it is defined inside this memory reference. This is an example what I have given. So you have any doubt, because in Java, how this is declared, how the methods are declared, how your objects are declared, is whenever you declare anything, a memory reference is assigned. Reference, the value is present. So is it clear, Tejashwini and Sandeep?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So
yes, sir.
Okay. This is the one what you have given. Now you check. Now you have to do a casting. Suppose if I want to give this particular byte, I've given this particular thing as byte A is equal to 100. Now I'm declaring int another B is equal to A. D is already present. Ask byte. Another variable I've declared, that is called byte. So see, this is having no problem taking the value of byte. But if I do the other way, right, byte, I'm taking the C and I'm assigning any of the byte array. So cast int equal to C. See, this is giving an error. And Tejashwani or can you tell me why this particular error has been given, Tejashwani or Sandeep? For the above one, yeah, tell me.
I think there should be space.
Not space, not space. Because see, what is C to me? 37628.
32768. Yeah.
Yeah, and when I'm casting it to the byte, means when I'm
And
doing it to the byte
is minus 128 to 127.
Yes, correct. So it cannot take this particular value C. But whenever int I have given, see the A value is already minus 122, 127. So int's range is, you can see the big number. So easily it can, automatically it can cast itself to int. Casting means changing one data type to the other data type. Is it is it clear why this easily this int cast byte, when I'm assigning the value to A is my 100, it can easily take the value, but Java is not allowing me when I'm taking at a byte and I'm assigning an integer value, which is C. So is it means, I think that suppose, is it okay with you, Sandeep and Tejashwani, why this is not being taken?
Yes, sir. I understand.
Yeah, understood.
Okay. Suppose I'm giving it 32 here. Still, see, it is giving me an error because now also this is a computer. It doesn't know that whether this value is 32 or not, because these all are defined in a different means memory references. I told you. So when you are assigning the value, see cast int, so it will again in a memory reference, and again another, it will point to another memory references. Let me say something called, this is cast something, you can say 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a random value because I'm giving to make you explain. The memory references are in a different values are given. Now I am doing, this is, sorry, yeah, this is your cast. I've written cast, sorry. So it doesn't have the value here. So when I'm assigning it C, it doesn't know this whether what memory reference C is having here or something. Now I've given it as 32. Sorry. Remember here it is not the value of 32768, but it is 32. So it doesn't know whether it just referring to the memory reference C, but it doesn't know what value is inside it. But it thinks this, it might go out of the range. So what I need to do, I need to cast it. See, it is asking me to cast it to int. So whenever you cast it, sorry. Sorry, this byte. So whenever you cast it, see C, whenever you cast this particular value called C, 32, okay, it checks, okay, now it checks whenever I'm written in this way. This is called casting, changing one data type to another. Means C was an integer, I'm changing it to byte now. So whenever I'm casting it, now it checks the value, okay, it's 32. You can see Now it checks the value. It's 32. See, the value is 32. Now it can assign to cast int. I have changed this C to your particular byte, and then it has cast to something. Now you can check if I have written something called 6A, what happens? Still it is not giving me an error, but I am casting a very big value to the byte while running or while something. Let us sys out particular this cast int. Let's check what it gives now. Hello world 0. Can you tell me why this particular value has been given 0? Where it has been this? Because the thing is, it has gone out of range. It has already gone beyond this range. So when I'm casting it, it assigns to its default value. So the default value of byte is 0. So you can see that it has been given 0 here. This particular, or let me value. Whenever I'm assigning this, you can say I'm running the program. Okay, it's becoming a 0. So the thing is, whenever I'm doing it byte cast int, as it range has gone out beyond this byte, so it is having something called default value 0. Now I'm having something called, if it was 32, let's check. It is within the range. It should print me 32, I think. See, it has come 32. So have you understood this casting, Tejashwani and Sandeep?
Yes, sir, I understood.
And Sandeep?
Yes, sir, understood.
Okay, okay. The thing is, you have understood this. Now, if for long also something, now we go to that second primitive type. I'm going to the decimal first. This float and double. So it's the same way. This float and double is there. So the range of this float is this float. Range of this particular float is 32 bits or bytes. And similarly, double is and 64 bits or 8 bytes. So you can calculate the range of this particular thing with particular this type of double or 8. So similar way I can declare float equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. See what it is giving me. Okay, it has gone beyond the range. No, it shouldn't go beyond the range. Okay. Float, why it is not working? It's 32 bits or something. And if it is double, let me check with double. It is taking, but the float it should have taken. Okay, I'm casting to the float now. 0.5. Okay, see, I have to cast it because it's going beyond the range, your decimal point. I do not know, it shouldn't have gone 12. 0.05. Okay. I will let you know why this has taken the double with a. Okay, sorry. Double should take a single precision, and that uh, float should take a single precision, but it is taking.
It should be followed by F.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. You're correct. I got it wrong. It should be followed by F. Now it's correct. And the double range will be, it can be very, this is correct. This was my mistake. It should have been followed by the F. And okay, so could we go with doing a programming and check this particular thing? So let's calculate your something called 2 pi r, or something, the area of a circle or area of anything. Let's do it and check. Like double, I'm doing double pi r a. Now I'm doing it something r radius. .8. Pi we know it's 3.1416. Okay, this first, and A should be your area, should be your pi into r into r. Now I'm doing this out. Area plus A. See, the area is coming. The area of the circle is something called this. This is your double precision. This is a small program what we have done with flow and this. Now we are going to another part called the data type. The primitive data type is your character. If you go to the character now, if you go to the character, the range, remember the range, the character or the char is always positive. There are no negative chars. So it's going to be your 8 bits. It's again this character is your 8 bits range. So, and I told you this is going to be the positive, always positive, 0 to 127. This particular value always take. Let's check now. Let's check. We'll write one program. Let's check what happens. Character. Okay. ch1 and ch2. Now I'm defining it, character equal to 88 or ch equal to your y. Now I'm doing system ch1 value is ch1. Now let's check what it is. This is X, this 88, and this is Y. This is because character, whenever you give an integer like this 88, it contains the value of the ASCII character. So if you know the 88, the corresponding ASCII character for 88 is your X. So whenever you give this particular ch1 character equal to something called 88, it contains the ASCII range from actually this range is your ASCII range from 0 to 127. So whenever I give this any integer value here directly for the character equal to 88 or something, there is no negatives in character, this word, but whenever I give 0 means 88, it takes the ASCII value what's there in 88. So is it clear with you till now? Before I go to the next part, the Boolean, any questions you have till now? Okay, so no questions. So now I'm going to directly to the Boolean. Then we will directly go to the if logic. I've already showed you the typecasting and everything now, and also how the auto promotion, like if it is already byte, we can directly assign it to the integer, and or something you need something if it is a integer value, then we have to convert it to the byte, and then we have to assign it to the byte form. That is called casting. Now I told you the Boolean can be either true or false. So like this, I'm giving you a int, and you can say Boolean is check equal to, you can give. So either you can give it as is check equal to true, or you can give it as is check equal to false. Only it takes two value, that is 0 and 1, true or false. So while programming, while doing any program or something, we will check this Boolean, this integer, and everything. So can we go with our if logic now, and we can check the something whether this particular value is coming or not. So in case of if statements, okay, the if statements are written in this fashion. Okay, if it is true, then line is going to execute. See, this is what I've made a mistake. I told you in Java, everything it is case sensitive. Now, when I've written this is check, I have written the C as a small letter. So this has become two different identities. So I'm taking it C. Now it has come like check. I'm doing a system out, and I'm printing this is demo class. Let's check what happens. See, it has printed this too, and it has given that demo class. Because it is a true, that's why it has print demo class. Now if I give it as false, see, it has not printed, because the thing is it has gone to a particular false. Now suppose I'm giving one more example with the if clauses and this all. Int x, okay, equal to 10. If x double equal to 10, then print me will come Now again I can give, see, this is the if clause, means if clause. Now we are checking a certain condition. If x is equal to 10, then only it is going to print me welcome. So we know that it is equal to 10, so it's going to print me and welcome. Now if I do it something called again, if or else if x double equal to 9, it's going to print me else block. At last I'm going to do it else block. Suppose I give it first is, whenever I do, execution will execute first is x is equal to 10. It will check if the condition is there, it will print out, and then it's going to it is not going to check again this statement, because already this has been, it has become true. So if the first statement has become true and we have used that else if or else blocks, it is not going to check anything here. So what happens actually, it will print you the welcome message. Now if it was 9, first it is checking, okay, x is equal to 10 and system says out welcome. Sorry, it's false. If double is, means x is not equal to 10, so it goes to the false. Now it checks the second statement. Okay, it's equal to 9, so it checks, okay, this is true, let me print else if block, then the program gets terminated. So it comes out of this particular block. So it happens that particular something, it should print me else if block. Now if I had given 8, then it would print me else block, because none of this gets something. Now if I have written, instead of else if I have written somewhat like this, suppose I had written anyone tell me, because these two are going to print me the same results, these two statement, can you tell me the difference between these two? This had something called the else if and this is called the if. Anyone can tell me the difference? What is the main difference it will be?
Both the if statements are executed.
Yes, correct. Here, when I've used if, else if and else block, what it happens, first, if the first condition becomes true, none of them is going to get executed. These blocks won't get executed if first one becomes true. Here, the thing is, if first one becomes true, okay, though it is something 10, though it is 10, second one, again the second one, else if particular block will get again executed and check whether it's 10 or whether it's 9. Sorry, so whether it's 9, twice this if block is getting, this is a completely different block, and this is a completely, this whole is a completely different block, but as a whole together this is a single block, you can say if, else if and else block. So the thing is, it will print you the same results, but the thing is, the execution time inside the JVM, or for you, the program for you, it will take less time when you write in this way. So it's always the good practice to execute your program in such a way or write your program in such a way that it takes less time for your JVM to compile and give you the results. So it's better always to write in this fashion to reduce the time. So this was my if block. This is something called if or this. Now we have gone through the type conversion also. Now we have checked the boolean. Now we have checked the if block. Now there are different operators in your particular if block. So let us check the different operators. So in a if block, I have already shown that double equal to, remember this is quite different, x equal to 10 and x double equal to 10. These are different. This is not means this is not going to be means correct format or something. If you write this double equal to see, this is also not correct. So always to check your means whether to equality or something, you always needs to write double equal to. Here it is the format, like I'm giving you another one. Int y is equal to see, it is type giving a mismatch error because this is not going to the boolean. Now you have to write something here called boolean. See, it is giving me a double equal to, so don't write a single equal to here. Now there are different operators called the or. Okay, now I'm giving that whether x double equal to 8 or x, let me give x double equal to y. So it will check first this, it is false, or remember all true. If in or condition, if it is in or condition, if any one of the value is true, then it's going to execute this particular program. Let's check. This is welcome, and also this else block has been executed because I told you these are two different entities. First it has checked this whether it is true, or first it has become true, it has print welcome, then again it is checking no, x is not equal to 9, so it has gone to the else block, so it has print your else block also, this particular block. Now if you had done the same thing here, you check. See, it has already printed only welcome because only first one it has become true, it's not going to execute other two. But instead of here, you have seen that it has already executed once, then again it is taking the second line and checking, and then as it was not true, so particular else block was getting printed here. So I hope this is clear with all of you. This is the if block or something, and you have any questions? Okay, and now one more operator is there, that is called your AND operator. In your AND operator, both needs to be true. Let's check. So this particular equal to 8 and x double equal to y, this is false. So see, remember in AND operator, if your first check is false, it's not going to execute your second block. In Java, in the JVM, it's not going to execute, or it's not going to compile your second block, because if it is in the flaw, if all the conditions what you have given here, if any one is false, it checks from here, okay, from left to right. When it is checking x double equal to 8, okay, it's coming as false. Okay, it's not going to check it. It doesn't matter, because even if it was true, but false and true, it becomes always your false. So always it checks the first character, first thing, and it doesn't check whether it's them. And similarly in the or, when I've given or, if the first condition was true, it's not going to check any other conditions in your JVM, because if any one of the conditions in the or block is true, then it's always true. So it's useless to go in any other conditions, because already you have got your true. But in false, but in and, if the first condition is your false, remember, if the first condition of your is false, then it is not going to check the other conditions, because in and condition, all the conditions and operator, all the condition needs to be true, then only it is going to execute it. So first one, it was false. So it, remember, this JVM will never execute this particular value, whether it's true or false, because it doesn't matter. It will be redundant if JVM checks this. So if it was false, it's not going to. X is equal to 9, this is also false, so it has already printed your else block. So have you understood what I was trying to tell you regarding the and the or block? Why these other conditions, like in or block, if the first condition is true, it's not going to be, it's not going to check your third or fourth. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was or operators. Now let's do one, just a single commenting that for block. Okay. See, I will go to the for loop again in the next class, but I'm going to give you some task also in the for loop or something, and also I'm going to do with the array, because in data types, when I've come, you need to know the arrays, single dimensional, multi-dimensional, everything. So the next class, it is going to be an array, because these are very simple stuffs. Maybe many of you know, and it's going to be a very boring, and I'm teaching it from the basics. So because many of you might not know the basics also, so I'm teaching you. And for many of you, you might be knowing all these things, so I'm sure that it's going to be a boring for you all this, until and unless I directly go into the classes and objects. It's, believe me, it's going to be boring for you, those who are already are familiar with all these things. Like I'm going to the for loop. Whenever I write a for, in I equal to 0, I less than 5. This is my one of the loops, for loops. I'm writing it without my name, I'm printing it. See, it has printed me 5 times, because whenever, if you are defining a for loop syntax is this, means loop means it will execute the same statement the number of times depending on the condition what you have given in your for. So it's repeating 5 times, so it has 5 times. Now see, suppose if I had given like this, I have declared like integer 0, so it is what it is doing. First I, it's your 0, it has printed my name Tanuman. Okay, then it's checking whether this I is greater than 5, means or not. So it is 0 less than 5 in the second statement. Sorry, let me go to the second statement. It's 0 equals 0, it's less than 5. Now it is incrementing to I plus plus, means it is incrementing to your 1. So again it has come to the 1. So when the I will be incremented to the 5, it will again check 5 greater than less than 5. No. So always see, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the 5 statement. So it has started with the one 5 times, and I have incremented only once, so it's going to print you only once. Like if I had given it I is equal to I plus 1, it would print you how many times. Why is it printing? Okay, because I've given it I plus 1 only, I plus plus, and there's a difference between I plus plus and plus plus I, and I is equal to I plus 1. I will let you know in the next class. See, it has only been thrice, because 0, 2, 4, like 0, first it was 0, then it will be I plus 2, I equal to I plus 2 is 2, then it is I plus 2 again, so it is plus 2, 4, then again 4, 4 plus 2 equal to 6, which is the condition for which at 6 less than 5 becomes your false, and hence this is not going to get executed. So uh, inside for loop you can have many for loops, like I'm going to show you. If I had given in this way for int j equal to 0, j I plus 1, j plus plus plus, so see how many it has printed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you tell me the logic why it has printed so many times? Anybody? Because see, first it was, if I write the program here, first it was I is equal to 0. Now j also becomes equal to 0, and it should be this loop. See, this loop, whenever I'm going to, this inner loop is going to execute first. This inner loop is executing first. Then whenever this loop is finishing, then again this is going to this particular loop, and again it will come and check. Let me do it with this inner loop for j is equal to 1 and j plus plus for the first statement when I is equal to 0. J plus plus. So what happens? Okay, this loop for the first time it's executing only once. So it has printed me this. Now whenever it has finished the loop, when 0, and when it has become 0, j plus plus, it has become 1, 1 less than 1, j plus plus, it has only print equal to 1 star. Now if I do it 1, now when the I is equal to 1, I is equal to 1, so what it is doing, again this loop is coming, j is equal to 0, j should be less than your less than, and then it's j plus plus. So what it is doing, first it is printing once. Okay, this is when equal to j is 0. When j is 0, then it is printing once. Now j is, when it is j plus plus, j is 1, it is printing me again this particular star. So now when it is I is equal to your 2, so again this is print twice. Now you can see j is equal to 0, j less than your 3, j plus plus. Similarly, it will be This is printed thrice. Now j when I it will be 3, then it will be means particular one more star will come, and this way this is getting, this particular for loop is getting executed. Do you have any questions regarding this?
No.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. I will do one more program. This is the last one, that I will give you an assignment of this class. See, suppose I need to print this one using the for loop. Or see, I'm going to print this functionality. How I'm going to print it? Now the thing is more than the, because syntax, you know, you need to have your basics. How to do this? This is called analytical skill. Your analytical skill should be means it should be there. How to print particular this? If I go, suppose this is my starting n. I have taken, this is n means number of rows. Number of rows for me, it's here 3. Okay, number of rows. Check this particular thing. See how to print or how to do this. First, you need to check how many spaces I need to give in the first character. See how many spaces are needed. You can see these are 2 spaces are already there. Forget this. I have started from here. Believe me, this is the starting point you can think. Okay, this is the starting point of my screen, and how many. So how many spaces before this star is there? 1, 2. You can check this 1, 2. Then this row has come. This particular column has come. So first thing, what I need to do is how many rows are already, how many spaces are there. So I need to print the first spaces. Then I need to think, okay, I need to print this particular star. So let's do it. How to do? Like I'm showing you again. How many spaces? One, two. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1 space. 1, 2, 3. Then you have 2, 3, 4, 5. See, there is 2 spaces, then it is 1 spaces, then here. See, now the row number 1, row number 1 should have 2 spaces and 1 star. Row number 2 should have 1 space and 2 stars. Number 3, 3 stars. It is 3 stars. Row number 3, 0 spaces and 5 stars. So what I will think of it, n is equal to 3. The row number I'm denoting it with 3. So I need to make a formula to make first the spaces. First row number is 2 spaces, first row number. So how this is going to come? I'm going to write a program. See first. Int I is equal to 0. I less. First, let us check n is equal to 3. I is less than n and I plus plus. So the first row. What should be the formula for this? You can see our first row means index is equal to 0. I am starting with 0. So my index should be always start with 0. So I need to have 2 spaces. Like I've given j is equal to 0. So what I need to do? If I do n minus I plus 1 in this particular condition, another for loop that is going to be there. See, j equal to n minus I plus 1. So let's check what happens. See this j condition. N is minus 3 minus index for the first one. Row number 1 index is for row number 1 index of I, because I have started, it's 0. So n is your 3 minus I is your 0 plus 1. So how much? 3 minus 1 equal to 2. Now you can see 0 to 2 means 0, 1 and 2. For this, the condition is j, this is called j. For this, the condition is p, 0 less than 2, because it has come already. When I've given 2, it is something like this. For int j is equal to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus. Yes, the condition has come. So when 0 is less than your 2, yes, one space, 0 less than 1, yes, it is. So another space. So I have already, when it is coming, sorry, it is j I'm incrementing. Sorry, 1 less than 2 it should be. 1 less, as j is being incremented here. Okay, 1 less than 2. So another space. Now when j is incremented to 2, j is incremented to 2, 2 is down, so it's false. So only 2 spaces are there. So if the row was 2, and index of I will be 1. Are you getting why the row number 2 having index of I equal to 1? Because I am starting the I from 0. See, so the second row, what I am printing, you can see the star here. So when it was there, inner loop that int a is equal to 0, a less than, it will be 3 minus 1 plus 1, because I have written it here. We can check, I have written it here, I plus 1. So 1 plus 1, it will be your 2 minus 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. So 0 to 1, it will have only one space in it. See, I have derived a formula. The formula for condition is n is the number of rows minus I plus 1. This is what I have given. Now let me do it here as system dot out dot print. I've given a space. Now I have to print this. Already I have taken care of particular spaces. Now I have to take care of the inside your stars. Now you can check the stars where it has gone. One, two, three. So my stars will be printed in this way. I need to print it 1, 3, 5. You can see that it is already an 80 series. So doing it 1, you can do this formula 2 into I plus 1. So see, from 0 to 2 into I plus 1. So when my index is equal to your 0, row number 1, index of I is 0, so it will be 0 to 2 into 0 plus 1. It's always going to be your 0, 1. 2 into 0 is 0 plus 1 here. Now when it is the index of I equal to 1, so you can see into, where it is 2 into I plus 1 is something called 0, 0 to 2 into 1 means 2, 2 into 1 plus 1, that's equal to 3. So it's going to be your, when the index is your index is 1, means this is I equal to 1, this is I equal to 0, equal to 0. So, and this is my J block. J not Z. I'm giving another. This is my Z block. So I'm printing it again here for Z equal to 0, Z less than 2 into I plus 1, Z plus plus. I'm going to this out. Remember, this system.out.print is just printing in the same line, and when I'm using a println, means one new line, every time it will print in a new line. So I'm going to use a system.out. When I'm giving it, it will always print a new line. If I give any character particular here, it will always going to print in a new line, these characters. Let us check if my program is correct or not. See, it has printed this particular this. Have you understood this formula, this how this is working and how this is working? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Anybody? Or do I need to explain you more?
Understood,
Anybody?
sir. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm giving a, this was a bit difficult one. Okay. Anybody can, means the next class if you come and please print this one. Let's you try it with this. Sorry. 2, 3. This is a bit easier. 4, 5. So row number 1, index 0, 1, index 2, index 3, 3, index 4, 4, index 5, 5. Okay. So have you any questions regarding this all? Because I know this is going to be a very boring class. For me, it's also a boring because it's just very basics about the programming language. I need to go regarding the means I need to get as fast as I can. I need to get into your classes and objects, the main flavors of Java. So these are very boring. I know for most of you it is going to be boring one because these are very basics, and I'm sure that most of you know the basics about for loop, if loop, and all these things. So plus in your next class you can try by yourself to print it this with if logic and the for logics and everything. I can go with the while and do while loop also in the next class, arrays and much more operators. And maybe in the third class, if I'm finished with the second class, I will in the third class I will jump into your that particular called classes and methods and objects, the real flavor of Java. I need to wrap up this quickly actually. In the next class, I'm thinking of wrapping all this up, these arrays, these are the basic stuffs, and then I will jump into your classes and objects and methods also. So, do you have any questions? Any one of you?
No, sir, I don't have
Yeah.
any.
Okay. Any other? Because I've seen there are a few more participants like Anusha, Avi, and something. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, Anusha and Sandeep. Anywhere
No,
you
sir.
got stuck, because okay, anywhere if you get stuck, please let me know, because these are very boring classes. Till now we haven't entered the real flavors of Java. I've shown you the abstraction and encapsulation that day, but I need to show you the how to define the classes, how to define objects, what is the new operator, what are the member functions, the variable scopes, everything I need to discuss. So within the next class, I'm thinking of wrapping this for loop, if loop, your switch cases, while, do while, anything within the next class, and then from the third class or maybe there we are going to jump into that the real flavor of the Java. Okay, so this is it for this classes, and let me know. I will talk to Kalyani. You also speak to Kalyani for any problem, and you have any doubt, regarding all these things, please mail me tanuman@gmail.com, and please try this with yourself. Try this program. Do it yourself without using on Google and anything. And if you face anything problem, because you need to, this will increase your analytical ability. I need you that you should work hard and increase your analytical ability, and I'm there to teach you Java with these particular classes and objects. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bye for now, and I will ask Kalyani to wrap it. Okay, bye everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Bye.